Hello, welcome everyone to another daily financial market report. And I'm going to be going over the third part of understanding how to use the daily financial market report. And for this, I will first start off. I usually start off showing you guys our main account, which is a Bitcoin account. But on this one, I'll show you one of our members' account. This is one of our account management members. And right now they are in profit. And this kind of gives you an idea of how it works. Okay, so it is long term. They've been in profit by holding these assets for a while. Now they've been holding some of these as early as, let's go ahead and take a look at one of these here. Here's one, July 28th. Okay, so still growing in maturity, still gaining in profit. Okay, so it's just a matter of patience, being able to weather through all the different types of market conditions. And I'll go ahead and go over the different types of market conditions. Let me go ahead and go on to the laptop, and we're going to go over the different kinds of market conditions as it pertains to the Forex Helper strategy and the daily financial market report. All right, so we are on the daily financial market report. If you haven't checked out part 1 or part 2, I highly recommend that you go back and watch those videos so that you can understand how the daily financial market report works on the earlier sections here, the first page here, second page, etc. I'm not gonna go over all of these right now. Okay, so I'm gonna skip to where we are for the part 3. All right, now I mentioned that it's very important for an investor to understand where they are as far as the market conditions are concerned. Now, market conditions will always change. Everyday market conditions change. What we're looking at is not necessarily the changes, but we want to know where we are from a standpoint of the market condition. What I mean by that is this. I talk about that in my ebook, Easy Forex Trading. I always compare it to a storm, okay, or the weather, I should say. So sometimes you'll have some weather conditions will be very quiet, calm. Other weather conditions will be moderate, and other weather conditions will be severely stormy. Okay, so this kind of represents that here. We have something called the Market Alignment Score, also known as the MAS. Okay, MAS score. It's broken up into 3 parts. Let's go over the first part here. It's color coded. Okay, I'll go ahead and read this actually. Here, the market alignment score is a gauge that helps determine okay, that's not really good grammar, but it's a gauge that it's color coded, and it's also based on percentages. Okay, it basically will help you determine what type of market condition you're in. The financial markets will take all positions throughout some point. We recommend picking assets that are mostly aligned to see more consistent profits. Okay, this is going to actually have to be cleaned up a little bit, the grammar. But so basically, this lets you know what's going on in the market, and basically every aspect of your assets will go through these phases. All of these phases will at some point in time affect your asset. Okay, and this gives you an opportunity to figure out, because see, everyone is different, so every investor will be different. Some investors will prefer to take current market value. Okay, here's CMV. Some investors will prefer to take current market movement. So just off that, you're going to have two types of investors that are going to be leaning more towards one spectrum than the other. And then you're going to have some investors that are going to add another factor into the equation, and that's the type of market condition that they're going to be subjected to. Their assets are going to be subjected to. So some investors might say, well, you know what? During a market storm, I would prefer to go with current market movement, maybe. And other investors might say, you know what? I'll hold on through current market value no matter what, because they're going to all have to go through these cycles at some point in time. Every asset has to go through these cycles because this represents the whole economic system, generally speaking. So your asset will have to go through the storm. At some point in time, your asset will go through sideways movement. At some point in time, your asset will just explode in profits. It's just, the movement of the market. Okay. But all of this is a part of the Forex Helper strategy. So it's color coded. It's also percentage based. You can easily see it once you get the hang of it. And it's very customizable to you as an investor. So you can figure out what type of investor you are by using this system. It makes it so easy, so simple, very simplified. So I'm going to just go over the first example here. And this is what you're going to run into. You're going to see the Forex market, which has the Forex calendar here. And also the Forex MAS score. We could automatically see this is for the month of September 2021. And we can see here an example. Now, all the calendars don't look like this as far as the research symbol. And then this month we had to do a specific type of research that we do once a year. So that's why you're seeing that. But for the most part, all the calendars are just going to be pretty much cluttered with numbers, okay, and colors. But here you see, for example, the 47%. So we know that on the first day of September that the market was really, really crazy in the Forex market. There was a lot of different assets that were unaligned or misaligned. Okay, so we seen that in the Forex market. That's what that represents. Okay, now what does that mean to you as an investor, as a wise investor? It can mean several things, like I mentioned before, depending on whether or not you're taking current market value or whether or not you're taking current market movement. Whichever position you're going to take, it's going to affect it some one way or the other. Some assets, this may actually produce a little bit more profit depending on what's going on. There's so many different factors involved here. But the main important thing is determining where you fit in the equation. That's very important, actually. It's a very important part. But I don't want to talk too much about that right now. I do want to talk about the MAS score from just the basic standpoint, the color coordinated aspect of it, numerical percentage aspect of it, so that you can see what's going on here. And we see here midweek and towards the end of September, the Forex market, which most of the currencies in the Forex market were aligned, okay, and are still currently aligned. So this means that this is a great opportunity to make money in the Forex, all right, with certain pairs. So if you were to pick those certain pairs and during the month of September, especially towards the end of September, you would then know, okay, great, my asset right now should be doing pretty well, because the markets are, especially, well, the Forex market, I should say, the Forex market is helping out for the most part. Most of the assets are aligned, and so that's a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Let me see if there's anything here that I need to mention here. No, nothing here in that regard. Let's just continue on and let's look at the other calendar. So we have another calendar here on the MAS, and that's the commodities market. It's a little bit off here. So we have the commodities market, also a calendar, same thing, okay? Similar to the Forex, and we have very good alignments taking place in the commodities. Now I want to say this. Alignment just means, you see here, here's an alignment. And actually, you know, I should bring this up. This is very important. This fire symbol means that there is an alignment. Whenever you see a fire symbol, that means that there's a perfect alignment. So here we have silver versus the euro. We have a sell on the CMV and a sell on current market movement. So that's an alignment. Another alignment, here goes silver versus US dollar. So, or just silver, it's also just known as silver. Sell, and also another sell. So that's a perfect alignment, and that's why it's has a fire symbol. Whenever you see a fire symbol, that means there's an alignment. So as an investor, you might be one that wants to play it safe and say, you know, I'm only going to stick with the ones that are aligned. And I'll hold on for like 30 to 40 days, and I'll collect my profit. Well, then this is the method that you'll use according to this daily financial market report, so that you can make your profits and you can collect your funds. So you look for just the fire symbols. That means that they are perfectly aligned. Now, when you see a lot of these fire symbols, so you see the majority of these have fire symbols based on the average, and then we take the average and that gives us the percentage. So as of the 28th, which is actually today, September 28th, there's an 81%, which is pretty good. Okay, but the higher the better. So you know, now here, now I want to also mention this. You see the alignments are both sales. So that means you could make money selling that. Okay, now from the outside investor, when I say outside investor, I'm talking about somebody who's not in the system, who's not using the system. They might be buying silver, and that's not good for them. They're not really too happy because they're losing money. They're hoping silver is going to go up in price. That's all they see is buy, buy, buy. For an outside investor, that's usually the case. Okay, but for those who are wise investors, those of you who are part of the Win Network and Win University, you're going to be a wise investor. So no matter what the market conditions are, you can make money. So the outside investor is just waiting, been waiting for quite some time, okay, for silver to go up in price, but he's losing money, or she's losing money right now. But you, as a wise investor, you're making money because they're perfectly aligned. So you know the price value is going to be going down, 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 and that means you're going to be making your money, while the outside investor isn't. You see? So alignments don't always have to be up, up, up. Here's an alignment that's sell, good indicator, a good time for you to sell that as it devaluates, and you make profit while it devaluates. Just that simple. So I'm going to cut this video short due to the length, but I'll just show a couple of other calendars here. Here's the cryptocurrency, and last but not least, indices. Guys, I'll see you on part 4 as we go over the daily financial market report. God bless.